All right. Hi, everybody. We are officially live streaming. I did a Patreon Q&A a little while ago, and I I talked a little bit about that. In that, what doing sort of digital style watercolor artwork is like, because I have been a traditional watercolor artist for over half my life, for like 12, almost 13 years. And I have also been doing digital illustrations in that same watercolor style, and I've done a lot of work, to get my art to where I am pleased with it. But I am, for the very first time ever, trying Adobe Fresco, because I previously had been using Photoshop, but I'm interested to sort of work on this and then give my review. So let's switch to our setup here. This is our Adobe Fresco. I just downloaded it, so this is like, straight out the downloads folder. Pardon me. And let us sort of play around with what we've got going on here. I'm definitely used to the Photoshop setup, but let's look at, let's see, what do we have? Dry media. Is this like a pencil? Oh, very nice. All right, I think I'm a fan. And who knows, if we decide that we like this even more than Adobe Photoshop, this might be our way of doing it going forward. So let's I don't know, let's do a little from imagination drawing. Oh, I see. I don't know how I feel about, I can't tell if we, can I use my paper overlays? Can I, let's see, what's this? I wonder if, because I know in Photoshop I can drop in images. Here we go, place image from my files, art, let's see, paper overlays. Let's go ahead and drop this in here. Here, can I shift it? Oh, weird. And I can't tell if this covers the whole thing. There we go. I guess that's everything, right? And then I guess we just leave it? Done? Okay. From my understanding, this is sort of I see transparency. Blend mode, haha, multiply. Always multiply with watercolor because you want that transparency. There we go. How do I close these menus? I'm definitely not used to this kind of software. Maybe if I was like a Procreate girly and this was like what I was used to working with, it would be a little bit more what I'm used to. Let's see. Maybe we'll do a portrait instead of a landscape. Let's do our little bean body, a little robot bean. I think actually this needs to come up further like that. I think I'm kind of okay with this. I don't know if it's just me or it feels kind of like low resolution almost compared to Photoshop, where I feel like I can pick the image size. I press like the A4 or whatever paper, and this is just, straight out of that. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Once we get into the painting, oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you. I don't want that. How do I close the menus? Oh my goodness. Get out of here. Or do I just do that? Okay, easy. So you've got our shoulders here. And then this one will come, you know, that's our throat. And then this will come down. We'll have our shoulders here. Bust here. I think we'll do maybe a arm forward across like a table or something, and then over here it'll be our hand. I don't know, just something super easy. Arm, whatever. I really just want something with, I think, some light and shadow to decide how we're gonna do this. Okay, let's get into our face here. Ooh, wow, that looks unusually bad. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Eyes are super close together. Let's move that. Small ears. I think her head needs to be smaller. Yeah, if your ears go basically from the bottom of your nose up to the top of your eyebrows, we're looking at an ear that's probably about this size. I'm not super, I don't do tons of people anymore. I like to, but pull her hair back into, like, I don't know, a half up, half down. That way we can play with some different textures. Oh, I don't like this at all. This is not pan, this is zooming. Okay, awkward. In, yeah, we'll do her hair like this. I'm not, I don't know if I want, let's see. You know, just the hint of some fingers. I'm not trying to get crazy. This is just a little something. We'll do a sleeve, perhaps. Just maybe a nice loose, fluffy, like hoodie situation. We'll do maybe slouched shoulders, so the arms will start back here. There we go. And then this will be nice and loose also. sort of slouchy. And we'll do a right there. Her little crew neck on her sweatshirt. And then we've got our little, let's do maybe some bangs. And a little extra hair coming out the side there. That's fine. Let's see about turning down the opacity. Awesome. And then let's go in with our that's good. Let's go in, I guess we can do another layer, right? Beautiful. This one will also be multiply. And then let's see about getting into these digital watercolor brushes. I'm very excited about this. I hope they're just so amazing. Live brushes, here we go. Wow. Watercolor. Let's do watercolor wash flat. Let's pick our color. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do a nice thin wash of that. I like that you can actually change the transparency of the brush. That's kind of exciting. I notice though, the more you sort of hold your brush down, the heavier the wash kind of looks. It's kind of exciting though. I think I enjoy it. I'm not sure if I do. Let's do, before we get into color, let's totally do our shadows and our highlights and our washes. So all of our highlights are going to be this beautiful sort of bright yellow, and that'll be probably on her forehead here, on her this part of her face. Whoa, way too thick. That's definitely, there's a learning curve here. That is not thick enough. There we go. And then top of her head, probably this little bit of her bun. This is all looks like the kind of area that would be sort of have light falling on it. Her hair sort of cascading down her shoulders. This would be the light side of her sleeve. That would be, she may even have just a little bit of sort of highlight there, maybe a little bit here. And then, you know, down her back, you know, we're going to assume our light source is over here. And then just to sort of give some contrast, we'll also go ahead and put our light in here. Oh, I do really, really enjoy the spread on this. This is very exciting. I'm a big fan of this. This may be, I don't know, if I can get it to come out looking realistic. I do really like the live brushes. This may be, for some paintings, this may be the way to go over over Photoshop, just because this animation is striking. This is good. It's something, there's some areas where it's like kind of weird, a little bit markery, but I think, you know, if I go in a little bit, I can pull these edges in a way that is very lifelike. Let's go in with our shadows as well. I like to do a nice cool like that. That'll be good. I want that to be very vibrant, maybe a little bit less intense. That's good. That all sort of in there. Oh, guys, I think I might be in love. I think I might be low-key obsessed with this. This feels just like my very first wash of colors. This feels exactly like when I'm working traditionally, which is, I don't know, previously sort of like unheard of for me at least. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, and it's pulling, it's like it's still wet. It's pulling the colors from the yellow. It's pulling the yellow. This is so cool. Guys, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. I can't stop being excited about this. This is so cool. Am I a convert? Am I leaving my Photoshop days behind for my watercolor illustrations? This is phenomenal. Look at that right here. You can see where my cursor is. Look at that pull. Guys. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Is this like the best thing ever? Get a little bit of green under there. This is so good. Can I do a little bit of a blend? What's that look like? Not graphite. Let's let's do wet brush blender. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That looks so good. That looks so good. Okay. So I'm guessing the move now is new layer, right? I would assume this is gonna sort of stay how it is. And if I put more things in, it'll probably keep interacting. So I guess I do another layer, set that to multiply. And then we go back in with our live brushes. Oh my gosh. Let's basic watercolor. This seems like it might be up my alley. Now we'll go in with our color. I usually like to do a really bright sort of pinky orange and then do it with low opacity as my skin color. No, JK, I don't think I like that. Or let me do it really dark first and we'll see how this sort of is working. Yeah, that feels really lame. We'll change this brush. I don't like this basic watercolor. That's no good. The wash flat, honestly, may be the best move. This is killing it. This is iconic. This is great. I love that. Now let's do it with way less opacity. We'll do our hands as well. That's great. I think I can change the size. Oh, good. I can make it smaller. I think that's too dark. We'll go a little bit here. Yeah. I'm thinking let's do like a really dark sort of green background, up the size of that brush. I see. So how it sort of works is like the more you go over an area or the more you like wiggle your brush over an area, the more it'll like sort of treat it as if you've just left a bunch of paint there, right? So that looks bad actually. That is no good. You may have to, I like the flow being up. Let's do the water flow really high. What does that look like? Oh yeah, that's kind of exciting. Okay, so this is sort of the opposite, where like Photoshop sort of rewards you doing like one big continuous flowing brush stroke. for like your whole area. This rewards a little bit more, I don't want to say realistic. In some ways it is, in some ways it's not. There we go. Yeah, just sort of pulling that into there. There we go. That's our background. Let's soften those edges. That's a little bit more of an even coat, I feel. Can we? Oh yeah, that is kind of nice also. That's nice, and you see kind of flow in there. I like that. That's good. Let's bring that down. Go in here as well. Now, I'm thinking maybe like a red sweater. We can do something kind of Christmas adjacent with this, perhaps. Let's see what we can do about that. Maybe not. Maybe it's also green. I don't know. Lighter. Oh yeah, whoops. Too thick. I wonder if there might be more watercolor brushes that I could use besides these, although I imagine there's fewer that, you know, have the compatibility to be live brushes. And this, you know, yeah, okay, so it kind of treats everything like it's on that layer, like it's wet. So we'll do this. And then we'll, I don't know, bring some darkness into here. Oh, it even, I don't know, kind of, I guess it bleeds, yeah, into the background, but I did that. That's not affecting the yellow and the blue underneath. But that certainly is, that's doing a lot of pulling, okay. I hear, I understand. Ooh, I don't like that. Yeah, no thanks. Huh, okay. Let's do, I guess, our hair next. We'll do like a warm, sort of rusty color, and then we can always add more. Ooh, that's very vibrant. Too much. All right. So I'm seeing how you definitely want to work on, yeah, multiple layers here. This is, especially as you get into detail, you're gonna want a lot more control than some of these are gonna give you. Yeah, this is affecting the background and the stuff around it in a way that I don't, you know, love, but that's okay. We can go, I guess, to another layer. Also multiply, always multiply it. Let's see what we have for pixel brushes. Let's see, painting. Do we have some wet brushes? That could just be, yeah, this is a little bit more like what we see with Photoshop. I see. Let's also, here we go. Back to our live brushes. It's too dark. Bleed is really pleasant. That's really nice. And we're pulling in some of those darker colors. This is nice. And then now, yeah, now it's like it's treating as if, you know, the layer underneath it is totally dry. So now it's only interacting with things that are on this layer. I do appreciate that. That gives a little bit of realism that I enjoy. We're doing a little bit of our carving into the next layer. I see. If you go really, yeah, fairly quick, it sort of pulls it in an interesting way. I think I like it. I'm not sure. This is, I mean, obviously still never going to replace traditional painting, because that is, you know, just the best. But this is, I may do this more often. All right. This pulling is very cool. I do really like this. The like real-time interactivity and the wetness is offering some realism that I appreciate. This is definitely also hair here. There we go. Awesome. And then yeah, you're able to add more. You're able to build that pigment in a way that is lifelike. That's very pleasant. Gonna add this. Add. Here we go. Let's add some other colors. Just like smudge again here. And then let's see, if we do, that's sort of her hair and stuff, let's do another layer. Let's add even more shadows. We'll go back to this sort of shadow color that we had. Let's do it, yeah, I don't know, like this, that's fine. We can always change the layer opacity later, I guess, as well. Yeah, let's try. I mean, previously we've tried to do it so that each layer is sort of going down exactly the opacity that we want. Let's try to do it where we do it more than we need, and then we will adjust. Let's change the size. Be a little bit of shadow here, a little bit of shadow on the underneath part of her arm as well. And then all of that, obviously, in shadow as well. A little bit there. And a little there as well. If we move this whole thing down in opacity, that is kind of giving an effect that I appreciate. Let's do no flow, lots of water flow. Does that do anything? Is that like just adding water? Not really. Okay. Let's do, what if we do that? Oh, I see, okay. So if we turn down the opacity and we just pull, it'll sort of pull the pigment, I think, the existing pigment. That's kind of nice. It's like adding water. That's a lot though. I don't know. I think we'll just stick to smudging, because this is also kind of doing what we want it to do. I think, yeah, we soften that. Soften that. This feels similar to Photoshop though. This feels just like, this doesn't feel like original. This feels like what I already do if I'm working digitally. So I guess that's fine, but it's not like, you know, life-changing. Let's see, add another layer. I'll come in with more sort of highlights. Adding some warmth, some yellows here into her hair. This is fine. I don't know. The beginning stages are like kind of cool, but it's like a little bit messy. It's a little bit, I don't know. We'll see. What's up with watercolor round detail? This may be the exciting bit. Let's start, I don't know. The flow rate, you know, maybe it could be different, and that could influence how much we're enjoying this. Let's sort of mix something like that. Maybe even, yeah, almost like a burnt umber kind of situation. Let's see. Oh my goodness, pardon me. Definitely still doing some blending. I don't know. Do I like this? Does this feel, the thing is like, oh, it's like watercolor, but like, is it really? It kind of feels like markers. It kind of just feels markery. This doesn't, I don't know. The more sort of honed in I'm getting, the more it's feeling just markery. This, it feels like markers on wet paper. You know, the look is not giving watercolor. this looks like markers. This looks like, crap. Yeah, I don't think this is doing it, y'all. I mean, we'll finish this up. We'll try to get some interest going on here. I think that this is, I don't know. This doesn't seem to be like life-changingly better than something like Photoshop. Add a red in here just for a little unity. Pull that color so it's like used throughout. Hey Momo, one of my cats is up on my desk. I don't know. I don't know if this is it, y'all. I want it to be. I was, you know, kind of excited to hear about this. I wanted to be, you know, like really impressed. This doesn't feel like it's doing anything super out of the ordinary. I don't know. It's like, does that look like wet on wet watercolor or wet on dry watercolor? Like, no, not really. It looks like marker. It feels like marker. Damn. I want to love this. I want to love it so bad, and I just don't. We'll get some darks in. Try to really lower some of the value here. I don't know. Like, that just feels so markery. That doesn't feel like a watercolor round brush. It feels like, I don't know. And I don't know, y'all, this is what I do. Like, this is my medium of choice, and I don't feel like I can get this looking like real watercolor. Let's see, what is this? Wash soft. Oh dang, that's pulling everything. Do I like that? Yeah, that all sort of needs to be in a little bit more shadow. That needs the front of her sweater is like way too bright. Maybe that's kind of helpful. Maybe that's nice. That still feels fake. It's a little better. I don't know. A little extra blendy here. That seems fine. Let's pretend we've got some white gouache or something. This will be normal. This will be white. Just a little bit of a highlight here. We'll do some on her hair. See that? It just feels like, that just feels like marker, and it looks like marker. blend. It's okay, but you know, see, it's not, nothing is life-changing about this. This is not like gonna completely change my painting process, I think. Unfortunately, like I want to be in love with this. I want to think that this is just so cool. I don't know. One more layer. This will be our ink. This will be back to the pixel brushes then, I reckon. Let's see. You know, I think the ink is like fine. You know, it's pressure sensitive. This is fine. I don't know, y'all. I also I don't know, I don't love that I like can't see the actual size and shape of the brush very well. This feels, I don't know, it's kind of clunky. Now I'm not even trying to do super good anymore. I'm just, oh, I don't know. Oop, this is weird. Okay. I don't know. I want to love this. I want this to be like just so good, but in so many ways it's not better than Photoshop. The people who use Procreate still use Procreate. This is clearly not taken over that. I don't know if, I don't know who this is for. I guess it's for, is it for the Procreate people? Is it for traditional artists? I don't know. I can't decide. I do like that it kind of can tell if I'm drawing, you know, top down versus like at an angle. Like that feels good. I do like that. That's responsive. Oh, I don't know. What are my other ink options? These are just Photoshop brushes though. This is just the same stuff. Thick to thin, yeah, that's standard. Wet ink, what is this? Mid, oh, damn. I want to be just like so obsessed with these. They're okay. This girl's gaunt. She's got Ozempic face, y'all. She's tired. She's tired of Adobe Fresco just like I am. I would say overall I don't know. Let's see. Let me sign this. Right at the end of 2025. I would give this probably a 5 out of 10. Not significantly better Photoshop, and, you know, not better than traditional. Not better than Photoshop, not better than traditional. It's just kind of okay. And that would be, I think that's how I feel about it. This isn't, it's not revolutionary, it's not life-changing. I'm not gonna stop using Photoshop and start using this. Probably not even going to stop. I'm definitely not going to stop doing traditional art, but I don't know. This hasn't converted me. I was really excited about it. I was hoping that this was going to be like awesome, but I guess, you know, there's a reason that we don't hear about this program, and not like a ton of people use this program, and the industry standard is still Photoshop, and with more and more Procreate being popular, I feel like this is just okay. So unfortunate, not a super big surprise, but I guess now I know for sure. And if you haven't given Adobe Fresco a try, you know, if you're trying to branch into the Adobe suite rather than just using Procreate, then, like, you know, go for it. It's got unlimited layers and stuff, so that's kind of nice. But I don't think that there's anything that, I think the quality of the output, at least for watercolor, you know, for oil it may be like incredible, but I would say the quality of the output for watercolor based art is just not, it's not there yet. So I hope that they, you know, keep updating. I hope that it gets better, but for now, Adobe Fresco is just fine.